taken the first two games of this series between them and the Seattle Mariners, and boy, things have changed in 2 days very quickly in terms of that American League wild card race. The Astros now tied with the Tigers and Mariners, and nobody in between them and one of those wild card spots right now owned by the Blue Jays and the Orioles. Blummer, and it just gets more and more interesting.
It really does, and those 3 games may look like a lot, but there's still 2 weeks of baseball to go, so a lot of things can happen. A lot of these teams are playing within their division, much like the Baltimore Orioles and Toronto Blue Jays are. Astros head south and play against those Oakland A's. But what's interesting, too, is that Toronto comes in here right after the Astros to take on these Seattle Mariners. So that is going to create all kinds of issues, too, with these teams matching up against each other. Could create some separation.
Yeah, that's a really good thing from the Astros perspective. And now the Astros lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. For A.J. Hinch and company, it's George Springer in the top spot, followed by one of the big guys last night, Yuli Gurriel and Jose Altuve. Middle 3, Carlos Correa, Evan Gattis, and Marwin Gonzalez. And the bottom 3 in the order, Teoscar Hernandez. Jeff Blum just talked about him, and what a nice job he's been doing. Jason Castro does the catching today, and Jake Marisnick is in center.
On the mound for the Seattle Mariners in those throwback uniforms you're seeing right there is a 27-year-old out of Cuba, Ariel Miranda. Fastball, slider. He's been really working on that slider, trying to get that thing back in shape. Probably learned a little bit from watching Paxton last night. Has a decent changeup, also has a split finger, but we've heard that the organization does not like him throwing that split finger. Just don't think it's a very good pitch for him, averaging around 93 miles an hour on that heater.
So we are set to go. Miranda has completed his warm-up tosses. George Springer is up at the plate. And another very big game, as will every one of these games remaining now. 14 counting today's for both of these ball clubs, and they are in a dead heat. But the Astros now 8 games over 500 once again, and knocking on the door. And the first pitch of the afternoon, fastball well spotted for a strike. 110 on that first pitch. Miranda, born in Havana, Cuba, has an 0-2 count on George Springer. And George having a tough time getting it going here. A couple of strikeouts last night in an 0-for-4 outing. The Astros put together only 5 hits in that game and yet won it 2-1. And as George continues to see, along with Carlos Correa, a lot of pitches toward the inside part of the plate. September, quiet with the bat, 190, a couple of dingers. Hit high in the air and fairly deep to left center field. Martin, the center fielder, will make the catch, out number 1 on the day.
George just missed that. I'll be curious to see how the Astro hitters go about facing Ariel Miranda. Saw Paxton last night, perfect through, what, 5 innings before Teoscar got that hit, but similar arm, not as good a slider. See if they get to him a little bit earlier.
Yuli Gurriel stands in, playing at third once again. Takes on the inside edge. 3 home runs for Yuli, 12 RBIs, 2 very big ones last night. The Astros took advantage of the 1 inning that they were able to string 3 hits together in, as they had just 5 on the night. Get the strong start out of Mike Fiers, who won his 11th, and the bullpen doing their thing. 2-1 the count on Gurriel. Jose Altuve waits on deck. To go with the 3 home runs, 4 doubles for Yuli as he lines it the other way foul. So you've got that Cuban on Cuban matchup right now. So many very talented players coming out of Cuba. And now a full count. Each of these teams at 78 and 70. 9.5 games back of first place Texas in the division. It's about the wild card. Foul tip hung on to. And out number 2 here in the first inning. Zunino able to hang on. So the base is empty with 2 outs for Jose Altuve. Hitting .340 as he steps in. That leads the league. He leads in hits. He has dominated so much of the season, and yet in the past few weeks he has certainly cooled down a good deal. Tied for second in doubles with his 40. Tied for third in stolen bases. Jose takes a strike. He's third in WAR. Wins above replacement in the American League. Tries to drop a bunt down and puts it foul on the first base side. 0-2 the count.
And Adam Lind playing back in that 0-1 count. Left-hander on the mound. Why not try and push one?
Adam Lind back in action now for Seattle. Did not play in the first 2 games of the series. Swinging on that changeup, and strike 3. So a 1-2-3 first inning with a couple of strikeouts. Astros go down quietly. In the first inning, and they will face this lineup of the Seattle Mariners this afternoon. Nori Aoki in the top spot, had a perfect night last night. Seth Smith and Robinson Cano follow. In the middle, Nelson Cruz, Kyle Seager, and Adam Lind. And the bottom 3, Leonis Martin, Mike Zunino, and Sean O'Malley.
There's a look at Doug Fister's numbers on the season. The month of September has not been kind to him. He is 0-2 with an 11.08. He is making his 4th start against the Seattle Mariners. He has a 2-1 record and 2 quality starts in the previous 3 starts against the Seattle Mariners.
Brings a strike to start things. The Astros pitching the last 2 nights. A lot of breaking balls and changeups even on first pitches. They got ahead with those pitches. And the starting pitching just stellar here in the series.
1 run given up in the 2 first games of this series. Not too bad.
Doug Fister likes to work quickly. Aoki hitting .275 after picking up 3 hits last night. 3 for 3, drew a walk, scored a run, but was picked off following his first hit last night. That came in the first inning. And you never know how that might play out, but it could have been a very big pickoff. 2-2 count. Infield straight away on the left-hand hitter. Little tapper back toward the mound. Tough play for Fister. He'll throw and get his man, and that is very nicely done. A tough effort for Fister.
Well, there's a big lanky man coming off the mound to make that play. Showing some athleticism. Not exactly sure how Aoki made contact with that, but a heck of a play by Fister to keep him off the bases.
And we saw last night Aoki getting down the line, beating out an infield single. He can run. One down, Seth Smith will stand in. Smith was 2 for 4 last night, drove in a run, the only run of the night for Seattle. The Mariners had 7 hits in that game to the Astros 5. And the lone Seattle run came against Luke Gregerson. Pfister back to the plate, brings a good curveball, and that is that pitch we've seen a lot now in the series. Colin McHugh very sharp in game 1. It was Mike Fiers last night. Right back to the curveball. Jason Castro just backhanding that out of the dirt. 30th start of the year for Pfister. 16th on the road. The 30 starts now for Doug. First time he's done it since 2013. And Colin McHugh right there, along with Mike Fiers. Joe Musgrove right in the middle, maybe trying to pick up some inside info. He will start in the series in Oakland. Cutter just missing that back kneecap of Smith. The count is run full. Doug Pfister on the tail end of his 1-year contract he signed as a free agent with the Astros. Check swing, and we've seen that in the series from Seth Smith. He's offered weakly on a couple of high fastballs going down on strikes.
He's been unable to lay off those. That's the book on him, and until he changes their mind, they're going to keep attacking him up in that zone.
Doug Pfister is tied for the American League lead in road wins, has 9, tied with lefty Cole Hamels. Back to the curveball, and that one's called low, and that's a pretty good looking curveball if you go up to the front of the plate.
Tonight's pitching performance is powered by Kubota. First 2 starts of this series, Colin McHugh got the call here, pitching extremely well here in Seattle. You see that line on the bottom between McHugh and Fiers, 13 shutout innings, only giving up 5 hits. With the breaking ball has played a big part. McHugh had a very good one. Fiers also had a very good one. We saw multiple get-me-overs, and then when they needed it, they got down in the zone, but it did a great job of setting up the fastball, elevated to the zone to get some of those strikeouts also.
So a man aboard on the walk. Robinson Cano comes to the plate. 0 for 4 last night, 0 for the series now for Cano. As he pops one up on the left side, will it stay in play? Castro coming over, throws the mask and makes the catch. Nice play by the Astros catcher. Pretty good distance to come. We've seen Jason go further here in the series.
Showing some athleticism moving out behind home plate because the shift is on against Cano. Not too many Astros on that side of the field. Castro knows he has to expand a little bit, does, and makes a great play.
Boy, talk about a rare series where you're holding down Robinson Cano and Nelson Cruz, but oftentimes that's what you have to do if you're going to beat Seattle, and the Astros have beaten them 10 of 15 games. Cruz at the plate, takes low.
It's already a couple of pitches in this first inning I'm sure Doug Pfister wish he could get. That was one of them, that fastball down in the zone.
The 9 road wins we've mentioned for Doug Pfister, the most for an Astros pitcher in a single season since Roy Oswalt turned the trick. That was in 04. And the last Astro with 10 road wins in a single year. You guessed it, Roy Oswalt. Drilled into left field. So Nelson Cruz has his first hit of the series. 2-out single puts runners at first and second for Kyle Seager.
Good job of just dropping the hands in there. Doug Pfister forced to throw a fastball in the zone after Marquez wasn't budging off the edges to get him in that count.
Kyle Seager, the number 5 guy in this order for Seattle. One more home run. He becomes the 3rd Seattle Mariner this year to hit 30+ dingers. Shift on in the infield, semi, with Correa playing a bit on the third base side of second. Nonetheless, Altuve playing out in shallow right field. So a bit of a different look.
Kind of deep, playing that rover.
John Madden doing a nice job with the telestrator.
Got to on Sunday, don't I?
Have to. 2 balls, no strikes, as Seager lays off that change that's low. Seager lifetime against the Astros, a .257 mark, but he's hit 10 long balls. And drills one to right field. Springer going back, but he's not going to get there. One hop up against the wall. Seattle will try for 2 here as Cruz comes to the plate. No throw. It's a 2-run double, and the Mariners jump on top 2-0.
First 2 games of this series, the Astros did a great job of holding down that 3-4-5 section of the Seattle Mariners lineup. But today they're taking advantage. Kyle Seager getting a pitch to hit, driving it over George Springer's head, kind of spun him around because it was hit directly at him. That ball was smoked. Just doubled their run production in this series with 1 swing.
So the Astros get Cano here in the first inning, but not Cruz or Seager. And now Adam Lynn stands in, first time here in the series. And Fister falls behind. 1 ball and no strikes. Lind, a slugging first baseman, takes a strike. Very patient hitter. He's only played in 21 previous games against Houston. A couple of home runs, 2 doubles. That half swing goes through. Castro cannot keep the baseball near, and moving into third is Seager on what likely will be ruled a wild pitch. So now Seager at third base, a 1-2 count. And that pitch blocking game has become problematic. And again, not to the knees, trying to use the glove, and the ball kicks away. Two and two now on Lind.
It's pretty good movement on that pitch. Lind thought that was going right for his ear hole. It ran back out over the plate.
Lind, 32 years of age now. Make that he's just turned 33, and he's down on strikes. The curveball in the dirt, the tag applied, and that'll do it in the first inning. But Seattle scores the game's first 2 runs and leads it 2-0.
Jack in the Box is going to take us inside the box score. Series matchup. Heard Ash talking about that record. There you see it. 10 wins to the 5 losses for the Seattle Mariners. Similar numbers. Relatively close as far as team average home runs. But that bottom number, that .283 starter ERA for the Houston Astros, looks to be the difference in this series matchup.
The Astros with work to do now. Down 2-0. Miranda brings a strike to start the second. Facing Carlos Correa. Correa will be followed by Evan Gattis and then Marwin Gonzalez. 4, 5, 6 in the Houston order. 1-1 the count on Carlos. Hitting an even .270 now as he starts play. Been stuck at 19 home runs for a while, 91 RBIs. And a good swing as he fouls it on the right side. 1-2 the count. Jose Altuve leads the team in RBIs with 94, so Correa 3 back. And there has been a lot of talk about Correa, maybe Altuve getting to 100 RBIs this year. Going to take some work. Again, with today's game, 14 to play. And every one meaningful. Line shot to center field on the off-speed pitch. So a leadoff single by Correa. He's aboard for Evan Gattis.
Solid piece of hitting going right back up the middle. Carlos is now 4 for his last 19. Think about what the Astros have been doing, and they have not gotten this bat going. If they get that bat going, that is just that much more offensive power they can use to back up some of this pitching they've been getting recently.
The big swings last night, Gurriel, and you talked about it, Teoscar Hernandez. Tyler White had a big swing, a double in that same inning. And Tyler White also came around and scored from second base on the base hit by Gurriel. So he was a big part of things last night. Evan Gattis tied for the team leadership in home runs with 27. Evan has driven in 63 on the year. The Astros as a team, 8th in the league in runs scored. They're 8th in home runs now. 14th in team batting average. So they have not been a juggernaut offensively this year. They have played very good defense, and that has helped the pitching. The Astros ERA at 3.99. That's 3rd best in the league. Two balls and a strike on Gattis. The running game for the Astros has slowed considerably after the early months of the season. They're still 3rd, 96 stolen bases, but the Astros have been caught 42 times. 3-1. And if you're thinking about Correa running, he's done it well this year, 13 of 16. Inside corner has found Gattis. Had tossed the bat away.
Alfonso Marquez a little more generous on the inside corner. There's a couple pitches on the outside and down that looked like strikes, were not called. Gattis is not happy with that call.
Counts filled. Carlos Correa may find himself on the move here. Correa does not go. The pitch way inside. So a single and a walk to start the second inning. It brings up Marwin Gonzalez.
Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Marwin Gonzalez, the switch hitter, bats right-handed now against the lefty. And the Astros need to find a way against left-hand pitching. Back-to-back games now, games 2 and 3 in the Seattle series. They are slated to face a left-hander tomorrow, opening up the Oakland series. Miranda brings a strike.
Yeah, they haven't exactly lit it up against left-handed starters, although they are 2 games above 500 against them. But it seemed like towards that middle part of the season, they scuffled a little bit against left-handed pitching, and we saw some matchups where teams would force their left-handed starters to face the Houston Astros, and that was a terrible call.
You see Marwin turn and try to figure out what's going on. He did not bunt at it
because he almost got hit by it.
0-2, runners lead from first and second. And now Marwin with 2 strikes on him shows bunt once again.
Martin's been swinging too good a bat for me to see him squaring around with 2 strikes.
Your hunch, is this on his own or is this coming from the dugout?
Well, there's nobody out first and second. We saw the first game of the series with I believe it was Jason Castro laid down a bunt to move runners up. We know that A.J. Hinch is not afraid to use that bunt to get runners 90 feet closer to home.
And I think that tendency has become stronger now in these final stages of the season. 1 run can mean so much all the time, but you start to embrace every run you can get early in a ball game. 2-2 on Marwin.
But Marwin, for me, was not the guy that's going to bunt and move guys up. He's hitting 6th in this lineup. Been swinging the bat well. I just don't think that he would be that bunt option for A.J. Hinch right now. Now, if Teoscar or a Jason Castro left-on-left matchup, maybe he lays one down.
And Marwin, in game 1 of the series, hit his 13th home run. That's a career high for Marwin. Pitch in the dirt, and that'll fill it. And there's Teoscar waiting on deck. Has not hit for a high average with the ball club, but he's had big hits and hit with some pop. And now Marwin gets timeout. Gorgeous day here in Seattle on the cool side. Runners do not go. The pitch hit high and fairly deep to left field. But Aoki back on the warning track will make the catch. Tagging and bluffing is Correa. And now that leaves Evan Gattis hung up on the first base side. Gattis moves in towards second base. The tag will be applied. And if you ever want to get that double play, do not tag the backside runner first. Tag the lead runner. See if he walks off. The lead runner owns the bag. But the Mariners get an out of this, and Evan Gattis just did not have his eyes on Correa.
Yeah, that's all that was. He saw Correa go back and tag on the fly ball, but put his head down afterwards. Ball hit fairly deep to left field, and we know that the Astros are going to test Aoki's arm. Not very good out there in left field. So Correa, in going back and tagging, went about halfway to see where the throw was going, and when he recognized it was a relatively decent throw to third base, went back to second base, but Evan Gattis running with his head down.
And the rules as a backside runner would be the exact opposite, right? You've got to have your eyes up and see what the lead guy's doing.
You are doing what the lead runner is doing.
So that's a mistake that could prove to be very costly. 2 down now in the inning. Teoscar swings through it. 0-2 the count. Ariel Miranda, 27 years of age. Got him with the heat. Just blows it right on through there. 3rd strikeout for Miranda, and just like that, the threat is ended. It's 2-0 Seattle through 1.5.
2-0 Mariners lead. Kick off your weekends at Minute Maid Park. Every Friday night home game followed by the best fireworks show in town. And the next Friday night fireworks is this Friday, September 23rd, and it's Selena theme. For more info, visit astros.com/fireworks or call 1-877-9-ASTROS. Ash.
Thank you, Julia. We have started the bottom of the second inning. Pfister brings a strike. 2 runs in the first. Coming on a 2-run double off the bat of Kyle Seager. It's 2-0 Seattle. Curveball stays high. Leonis Martin, Mike Zunino, and Sean O'Malley here in the inning. 7, 8, 9 for the M's. That curveball appears to be quite sharp from Pfister today. And yet that trend toward difficult outings persists now for Doug. The month of September has not been kind at all for Doug Pfister. 3-2 the count. Ground ball left side, diving stop. Gurriel from his knees will throw and get him. Very nice play on the left side by Gurriel, and a strong arm from the knees.
Some urgency behind that, but he kept his composure. Got to feel like a man on an island out there sometimes if you're a third baseman for the Houston Astros. But a great play by Gurriel, showing some range.
So with 1 out, Mike Zunino, the catcher, stands in. 0 for 3 last night. Struck out all 3 times. Takes a strike at the knees. Hit to third, and that one kicks on by Gurriel into left field. Zunino rounds first, a big turn, but Teoscar gets it back in. They have ruled it a base hit.
Must be a different scorekeeper than we saw the first game of the series when Altuve got hosed on 2 calls.
I was going to say either the difference or Altuve's not at the plate. Jose Altuve in that game 1 could have rather easily been awarded 2 more hits, but a tough play right there.
Yeah, that second hop just exploded kind of in between on Gurriel.
1 out for 9 hitters. Sean O'Malley, who takes a strike. Gurriel drawn in on the left side. Ketel Marte, the everyday shortstop for the M's. Today it's O'Malley, and he tries to drop a bunt on the left side. Picked up a pinch hit single in game 1 of this series. Pfister in front, 0-2. Talked about September not being kind to Doug. Little slow roller, tough side. Gurriel makes a quick exchange and gets the out at first. And that's a nice play for the second out of the inning.
Testing Gurriel in this inning. He's answered the bell twice, got an in-between hop off of Zunino's bat, but right here, tell you what, how happy is Doug Pfister knowing he made a pretty good pitch, blew up O'Malley, and Gurriel picked him up with that softly hit ground ball.
Yeah, we're starting to learn about Gurriel defensively at third base, and that was a real fine play. Back on Pfister, September, ERA of 11.08, and opposition hitters coming into play today, hitting .417 against him. The Mariners with 3 hits already. We're in the second inning. And there are the last 3 outings. Now allowed 18 earned runs here in the month of September. Leadoff man, Aoki at the plate. Grounded back to the mound to start things. Tough play that Pfister made. Did the bat go through? They look down at third. Paul Emmel says no. Umpires today: Alfonso Marquez behind the plate, David Rackley, Chris Guccione, and Paul Emmel around the bases. Two balls, no strikes. First base open. But you don't want to play that game right now. The two-hitter Seth Smith follows Cano, Cruz, Seager, Lind. It's a tough lineup the Mariners throw at you. Here's the inside corner, 2-1. Outfield shading a bit toward left field. A lot of timeouts being requested by hitters.
Hitters, Aoki's called 3 timeouts, I think, in this AB already. Get in there.
Off the fist, shallow in left center, coming on, and Jake Marisnick. Great jump and the speed to get there, and that'll do it for the Mariners in the second. They leave a man at second. We've played 2-0 Seattle.
The top of the third inning, and it is time for our Chevy Stroh poll. Make sure you go to @RootSportsSW to vote. We got a question about Seattle-based TV shows. What's your favorite? Frasier, Grey's Anatomy, Twin Peaks, Ash's favorite, iCarly.
Yeah?
Blummer, I thought that was your favorite.
Not by choice. I've got too many young females in my household that force me onto the iCarly situation.
I'm going to have to find out from you a little later what that's all about.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do some investigation, because usually when that show came on, it was nap time for Dad.
But not every time, you're saying.
Not every time.
Castro stands in. First pitch swinging, flies to left center field and fairly deep on the track as he backs there. Martin makes the catch. One up, one down here in the third. Well, if that means you've watched it a few times, then at least you can tell me all about it. I have to plead ignorance on that one. Jake Marisnick, the 9-hitter, stands in, hitting .215. He's picked up the power game in the last month. 5 dingers now. Shows bunt, takes a strike. Kyle Seager at third, Adam Lind at first, both playing in. And now 0-2. Miranda has already struck out 3, 2 in the first. He got Teoscar Hernandez to end the second inning. Goes up the ladder. Jake lays off. And there's that change. He's got a change and a splitter. Both about the same thing, and Blummer talked about it. 2-2 the count. And the fastball thrown by again. 4 strikeouts now for Miranda. 2 down in the 3rd inning. And the top of the order with Springer.
Almost looks like the delivery from Miranda is so easy and smooth that the ball kind of jumps out of his hand, because the fastball at 93 is beating the Astros right now.
And the Mariners, Mel Stottlemyre trying to figure out exactly what he has with the young lefty. I say young, he's 27 years of age. These are the things we're working on, and that pitching coach just tirelessly working with all the pitchers. Springer backs away. It's 1-1. Both of these teams have topped out this year at 10 games over 500, and they are dead even as we play this 3rd and final game of the series. They'll meet 3 more times in Houston. The Astros play only against American League West teams to finish out the year. In fact, the final 19 games of the year against the West. Following today's game, on to Oakland, 3 with the A's. And then back home, the Angels come in for 4, Seattle follows for 3. And that'll do it for the home schedule on the regular season. 3 more remain in Anaheim. And 7 games against those Angels between now and the finish line. And that could be a big plus. Drive, left center field, deep at the wall. The Astros are on the board. George Springer has hit his 28th. It's now 2-1. Seattle leads it. And George Springer got a big piece of that one.
Just missed one in his first at bat. Did not miss this one. Oh man, middle down and just raked into left center field. It was a great look at contact and driving through the baseball by George.
It's 8 home runs allowed now by Miranda in just over 40 innings, so he is susceptible to the long ball. And Gurriel looked like he was going to try to take advantage.
For those wondering, 108 miles an hour off the bat. 431 feet estimated.
Ball and a strike on Yuli. Almost to a man, that high fastball. Guys are just a bit under. For the Astros, home run number 189 on the year. Hit to left field on a line. Right there is Aoki, and he'll make the play. In the 3rd inning, the Astros get the run on the 2-out solo home run by George Springer as he retakes the lead for the Astros. by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by USAA Insurance, banking and investments tailored for the military community. And more from the aquarium locally here in Seattle. 2-1 the Mariners lead. Doug Fister set to work the third. He'll face the 2-3-4 spot Smith, Cano, and Cruz. Smith drew a walk and scored. That was run number 1 in that first inning. The big hit, a 2-run double by Kyle Seager. Two and 0 the count.
Might be kind of interesting to see how AJ works his bullpen today. They've had basically a couple days off. They did use Ken Giles and Gregerson yesterday. Davinsky threw, but they were all 1 inning apiece after a couple days off. But if Fister struggles here a little bit early on, I'd be kind of curious to see how AJ handles it, trying to keep this game close enough for the offense to come back in.
Seth Smith, after each pitch, steps back out of the box, adjusts the gloves, takes his time. And I thought Major League Baseball had declared that hitters had to stay in the box because Doug Fister would like to work much more quickly than this.
Well, I think this is a game plan we're seeing from the Seattle Mariners because Doug Fister has a reputation for what Ash is talking about, working fast. He basically releases the pitch and stands on the rubber waiting for that ball to come back. And as soon as he gets it, he's ready to get back in.
He's just given up a long drive to right field. Springer back, and this one gets out of here. The Mariners extend that lead. It's now 3-1 here in the bottom of the third inning for Seth Smith, number 15 of his season.
It seemed to be proven a little effective in that at bat for Seth Smith to take his time getting back in the box. Marquez not enforcing the rule to keep that batter in there. Make Doug Fister wait, get a fastball that flattens out over the middle of the plate and throw the head at it.
I'd sure love to see the umpires enforce that rule as you take a look again at the home run by Smith. Robinson Cano popped to the catcher, that in the first inning, and takes a strike. That home run by Seth Smith, the first of the afternoon for either club. Rather, the second, with George Springer homering with 2 outs in the top of this inning. Oh, 2 the count. You could see Jason Castro saying, bring it up here. But Cano gets a piece. 33 home runs on the season for Cano. There's Seth Smith. And that delay tactic worked this time. But again, sure would love to see the umpires take charge in that regard. 1-2 now on Cano. Cano 0 for 9 now in the series and is down on strikes, make it 0 for 10 for Doug Fister, his second strikeout of the afternoon, out number 1 here in the third.
Designated hitter number 23, Nelson.
Castro on the backswing. Good bounce back by Fister, getting the strike out of Cano.
Brings up the cleanup man, Nelson Cruz. Cruz had a sharp base hit to left field in the first inning and scored the second Seattle run. Outside edge, 0-1 the count. And Cruz shaking his head. Nelson Cruz is the DH. He just keeps putting up great numbers season after season. 37 dingers, 92 runs driven in. He had been 0 for 7 in the series up until that base hit in the first. Ground ball to Hopper, backs Correa. The long throw, and it's offline, but able to make the tag is Marwin. Second out of the inning. The most popular way to follow the Astros postseason push is with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy game day rather, live game video highlights, StatCast news, and more. Get MLB.com at bat on your favorite devices right now. Kyle Seager stands in. 2-run double in the first. Seager now has driven in 95. Really good slugging third baseman for Seattle. Shift on in the infield for Houston. And a number of patient at bats for Seattle. Two-one on the hands, evens the count. Over the past week, Seager has been about as quiet as you'll find him. 3 for 23. And then he starts today with that double. That fastball runs up and in and gets a piece of Seager. So it's a hit batter. And with 2 outs, that'll bring up Adam Lind.
Saw that inside fastball be effective against Aoki. And again, the way Fister creates that run, it's very good pitch to throw it inside to left-handed hitters, because they will give up on that pitch, and have it run back over the plate for Doug is a bonus. That one just got away.
Seager aboard, 2 outs. Adam Lind stands in. Lind waits on the off speed and lines it foul.
Man, Melissa, we got to work on our quickness. It's that first step.
I suggest she not make a play at all for that line drive.
Yeah, hopefully that didn't. I don't think it tipped off the glove, but that was a bullet going down the line.
I know you teach aggressive styles to the
just a step late
folks down the lines, but wow, there's that fastball you were talking about. 0-2 the count. Seager not much of a threat to run. He's stolen 3 this year. The 0-2 to Lind. Off speed, and another strikeout for Adam Lind. So he's 0 for 2. That'll do it for the Mariners in the 3rd inning. They get a run on the leadoff dinger by Seth Smith and lead over the Astros 3-1.
The fourth inning. Academy Sports and Outdoors are hitting homers for Houston. We are going to show you home runs by Houston Astros versus the American League West this season. Evan Gattis, 14 of his 27 against the American League West. They play a majority of their games against them. Springer was also on there with 12, I believe.
Jose Altuve leads off here in the fourth inning. Skies one behind second base. The catch made by O'Malley. One pitch, one out. Altuve 0 for 2 on his day. Brings up Carlos Correa, who had a base hit in the second. Miranda has been quite sharp here in the early goings. Only touched up by George Springer, that 2-out home run in the third inning. As Correa takes a strike. And that fastball pumped right through. Newcomer to the major leagues, but shakes off and gets the sign he likes. He works inside on the hands, has an 0-2 count. Just 2 Houston hits. Correa and Springer. 4 for the Mariners. Evan Gattis waits on deck. And the fastball again for the strikeout. 5 now recorded by Miranda.
Miranda doesn't look like he's working too hard to get these outs.
He looks
nice
like a
loose
guy,
arm.
looks like he's been through the wars and he is quite comfortable. Gattis stands in, drew a walk, and then made a base running blunder in the second inning with Carlos Correa in front of him, tagging at second and bluffing to third. Gattis put his head down and kept coming, and the Astros coughed up an out in the inning, and very costly as they failed to score in that frame. They had runners at first and second and nobody out.
He's going to try and make up for it right here with this swing. If he gets a fastball.
Pops it up instead on the right side. It's Adam Lynn calling. Foul territory. He'll make the catch. And that'll do it for the Astros in a 1-2-3 fourth inning. Through 3.5. 3-1 Seattle.
On the fourth. Come celebrate your birthday the Astros way. Surround yourself with the excitement of cheering on the Astros while throwing a birthday party at Minute Maid Park. For more information, visit Astros.com or call 713-259-8996. Ash.
Thanks, Julia. And fans of all sizes taking on today's game. The first pitch from Pfister here in the 4th inning. Drilled into right field by Leonis Martin, who is 1 for 2, leadoff single. And Doug Pfister has not been having it his way. He's allowed the 1 home run to Seth Smith and now works to the 8-hitter Mike Zunino. Zunino had a base hit in the 2nd. Takes the breaking ball for a strike. Martin runs well. Hit to center. Marisnik there. He'll make the catch. Halfway is Martin, and he'll easily get back to the bag. First out of the inning, it brings up the 9-hitter, shortstop Sean O'Malley. Right-hand batters on the season have hit just .220 against Doug Pfister. It's the lefties who have done the majority of the damage, hitting .311. And left-hand hitters have scalded Doug on the home run side of things. The home run by Smith here this afternoon, the 17th by a left-handed bat this season. Half swing, that's a strike. Ball and a strike. The Astros trying to find a way to come into Seattle and take 3 straight from a club that had won 8 straight coming in.
Yeah, all season long we're talking about just win the series, just win the series. We're at the point in the season where the Astros are lined up in that wild card where if you have a chance for the sweep, get the sweep.
That is right on the money. I think that's what it's all about right now. Of course, you can start the year that way, say let's win every series we can. And if you do, you're going to win a division. There's just no way around it.
Yeah, until you have an April like the Astros did.
And obviously they didn't accomplish their goals.
7-17 in that April month. Those just dug themselves a pretty big hole.
3-1 the count. Top of the order coming next. And the Brain Trust has been together quite a bit here in the series.
But I've got to give the Astros credit. Saw in the notes today, since June 14th, they are 24-16 on the road.
Played very good road baseball and trying to pick up another today. But Doug Pfister scuffling here in the 4th inning. Leadoff single, he gets an out and then walks O'Malley, and now the top of the order. Second walk issued by Pfister. He's also hit a man. So the Mariners have had runners in each of the 4 frames. And now Nori Aoki stands in. Tough man to double up. Peel down to third, palms down. No swing on that one. Tony Sipp is getting loose in the Astros pen. So there's part of that urgency, Blummer. Right now, you can't let one get away.
Yeah, it's all hands on deck. You don't want to let this game get out of hand and get it too far away for your offense to answer.
Hit hard to center. Marisnik started in left center. Can't get there. It's a ground rule double. And that is the ground rule double portion of it. Helpful to the Astros. Otherwise, 2 runs had scored, but 1 will be brought back to third. So RBI double makes it 4-1 Seattle. And now the M's with 1 out have runners at second and third. and Seth Smith coming to the plate.
Tell you what, when we showed up here in Seattle, I did not anticipate Nori Aoki being the one that they had to worry about. He has driven the ball and shot gaps against this Astros defense with relative ease. It was a valiant effort by Jake Marisnick, and actually got a lot closer than I thought he had a chance to.
I thought he had no chance to get to this ball, and like you say at the end, very close. Brent Strom comes out to the mound as Tony Sipp will continue to heat up in the bullpen. And unless Brent Strom takes Pfister out of the ballgame right here, Pfister will have to face Smith. Jason Castro out there with him. Home plate umpire Alfonso Marquez comes out and will break up the meeting.
73 pitches for Doug.
He's been able to generally throw strikes, but when he does, Seattle has a strong answer for him. Smith 1 for 1 has walked and homered. Long ball number 15. He takes a strike. Infield draws in for Houston. Time to cut down every possible run. One ball, one strike. Close but missing. 2-1.
It is close, but Doug, with his kind of stuff and the style of pitching he has, needs those strikes.
Pfister with the sign and brings the 2-1. Nice job by Castro on the curveball. So Pfister one pitch away from loading him up, and likely one pitch away from the end of his day. Six hits already for the Mariners. High and deep right center field at the wall. Tack on three more. It's 7-1 on the home run. Second of the afternoon for Seth Smith. And the Mariners open up with the offense here early against Doug Pfister.
That is a center cut fastball.
So Pfister has allowed 2 home runs, both to Smith. 3 hits in the inning to go with a walk. And 4 runs have already been plated. Robinson Cano swings through the curveball. Eighth time on the career of Seth Smith that he has had multi-homer games. One and one on Cano as the cleanup man Nelson Cruz waits on deck. Detroit has beaten Cleveland today 9-5. Baltimore a winner over Tampa Bay 2-1. So a couple of the clubs the Astros are watching have picked up victories. And now Yandel Gustave will join Tony Sipp. Strike at the knees. 2-2 on Cano. And as we showed on the pregame show, the Astros started the day in a rather favorable position in terms of winning a wild card bid as they've moved up the last couple of days. Cano grounds out, 2 down in the inning. T-Mobile brings you greater coverage of baseball as we look at important scores from around the league today that affect the pennant race. And there you see it. You depicted, Blummer, and the impact that you see at this stage of things.
Well, you need those teams to kind of falter a little bit. They have come back to the pack as far as the Astros winning and them losing, and it's a tightly bunched group. But a win here today would be really good for the Houston Astros. But if the Seattle Mariners win today, it's beneficial to them because they actually have one of those teams ahead of them coming into town in the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yep. Next 3 days with the Blue Jays, and so yeah, one of those clubs is going to at least lose 2 out of 3. But as the Astros started this series, you and I talked about things. We figured a minimum of 88 wins were needed for the Astros. That meant in the 16 games that at that time remained, the Astros had to go 12-4. They've taken the first 2 of those. So don't despair on any given loss. They've got to find a way to win 12, maybe 13 games from the start of this series. Two-two pitch off the end of the bat, lined into left field. That is a strong man as Cruz gets the base hit. And it brings out A.J. Hinch. He is pointing to the bullpen, and that's going to do it for Doug Fister. So a rough afternoon once again for Doug, as this month of September has not been kind at all. He'll lead with the Astros trailing Seattle 7-1. And we will be right back.
LLC and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Houston Astros, LLC.
Tony Sipp on the hill now, pitcher number 2 of the day for the Astros. They're down 7-1. Nelson Cruz at first base. 2 outs for Kyle Seager. This Seattle lineup can be dominated by left-hand hitters, and therefore Tony Sipp, the left-hander, would figure to be the guy. But the lefty's hitting .308 against him.
Doesn't help when you come in and fall behind 2-0 and put the hitter in a hitter's count.
Never does. on the hands, popped up on the left side. Castro coming back, and that'll do it. Seattle sends 8 to the plate in the 4th inning. 4 score, and the Mariners lead it 7-1.
Tune in starting tomorrow for your chance to win 2 round-trip tickets on Southwest Airlines on our Wanna Get Away sweepstakes. Watch for the winning word during the Astros games next week and visit rootsports.com/wannagetaway for your chance to win. Ash and Blummer, the conversation you guys were having before the break with what this team needed to do in order to find themselves in the playoffs was a conversation that A.J. Hinch was having with the media on just how many games they needed to win, they wanted to win. However, the losses will seem so much bigger because of the situation that they're in. The hard part for the players is not to ride that roller coaster. Just focus on winning each game. But yes, everything is more sensitive. Everything is higher pressure at this point. Are you guys going to make the catch there? No.
I was going to lay out for it, but I think it was coming in hot.
It was coming for you. But just you know, at this time more than ever, just stay even keeled and focus on what they need to do in order to win that game.
Amen to all of that, and it's hard to do. I mean, you know, as a fan, how hard it is to take any difficult day, and it's hard for the guys, but that focus has to be there as the count's at 1-1. Marwin leading off here in the 5th inning, followed by Teoscar Hernandez and Jason Castro. And Ariel Miranda has looked solid through 4 rather. One and 2 the count. Meanwhile, on the other side, Doug Fister, 3 2/3 innings today, 8 hits, 7 runs, all earned against him. A couple of walks. He hit a batter, struck out 3. Marwin's down on strikes to start the inning. Out number 1 on strikeout number 6 for Miranda. Teoscar Hernandez, strikeout victim in the 2nd inning. Seattle struck for 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd, and then 4 in that 4th inning. The Astros, their lone run coming in the 3rd. And that a 2-out solo homer by George Springer. Seth Smith has been the big man with the bat. A couple of home runs today. He's also drawn a walk, scored 3 times. 1 and 2 on Teoscar. hard to figure numbers sometimes, but right-hand hitters against Miranda coming into play today, it hit just 213. It's the left-handed bats that it hit 344. Hernandez fouls it back. It stays at 2-2.
Seeing a lot of swings under the fastball from Miranda, and it kind of gives me the indication that the plane with which he is working on is not what the Astros are seeing. Usually you like to see that downward tilt and you have a good chance of squaring it up, but he just keeps throwing that kind of flattened out fastball that stays up and elevated above the barrels of the Astros swings.
Do you see any logic to the numbers, the 344 by the left-handed bats against him?
Well, we talked to Steve Sparks before the game, and he had commented on how he's working to get better. Miranda is working to get better with his slider. And you said it yesterday, I believe, when a pitcher does not have a good slider, those left-handers have a better opportunity to get hits off them.
And that probably sums it up pretty well. 94 on the heat, thrown on by, strikeout number 7, and 2 here in the inning.
Velocity helps too.
You and I have kind of felt like maybe the radar gun was juiced a little bit here in Seattle. So you're looking at 94 on that gun, whatever you want to read out of that. It's good stuff. It's not blow-away stuff yet. And yet again, we're in the 5th inning, 2 outs and 7 strikeouts. Jason Castro flied to center as he led off the 3rd inning. That high fastball called a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Jake Marisnick waits on deck. Two and 1. It has been all Seattle to this point this afternoon, but it's been all Houston in the first 2 games of the series. And starting pitching can mean so much on any given day. Three balls and a strike. Right-hander Yandel Gustave continues to loosen for the Astros. Castro pops up the 3-1 on the infield. It's Seager right there at the mound and makes the play. And that'll do it. A 1-2-3 5th inning. 7-1 Seattle.
Not going to deter Houston Astro fans, and we're looking at our fan cam presented by GulloAutomotive.com. Springer, there's the throwbacks there. Big Nolan Ryan in appearance.
Yeah, let's get some of the boys wearing
There's
those
some
throwbacks.
Houston fans right there.
Yeah.
Made the trip out with their signs. Good to see them.
Now, was that combination George Hustle?
Wait, hold on. Wait for it. There it is.
Yeah.
Ashby.
Check out the pockets of Kerfeld. There's some wings in there, I think.
Chick paw.
That's a nice sight. I like that.
How about that battery?
Yeah, that'll get you out one way or the other. For Seattle here in the 5th inning. Adam Lynn starts it, followed by Leonis Martin and Mike Zunino. Tony Sipp stays on to get this left-handed bat. But it would figure that after getting a couple of left-handed hitters to face, Tony Sipp may be done. Mike Zunino bats right-handed. Gustave continues in the pen. Line drive center field. There's another one of those left-handed bats and hanging out the line shot.
Seen a lot of Seattle Mariner first baseman getting out on the breaking ball in this series against Astro pitching. Lynn finally gets a fastball elevated up in the zone. You can see he just hits a taser back up the middle.
Well, the numbers continue to say, Blummer, that left-hand hitters are not being deceived by Tony Sipp. Martin is 1 for 2. Following a 4th inning single, scored the 4th run for the Mariners. And takes a strike. Broken bat, ground ball. Marwin steps on the bag, now throws to second. The tag applied, and they'll get the 3 unassisted 6 double play. Unusually done, but nicely turned by Marwin Gonzalez.
How about the Willie Mays Hayes slide at second base from Adam Lynn?
Coming up a bit shy.
Yeah, you're just waiting for Carlos Correa to say a little bit further, kid.
A.J. Hinch is not going to come up shy of the mound. He'll go out, take the baseball, and that'll do it for Sipp. Yeah, that I don't think we're going to need the replay on that one. 2 down as Sipp departs. Seattle on top 7-1, and Gustave coming on. We'll be right back.
Back here in Seattle, some garlic fries getting mixed up. We have a pitching change. We're going to tell you about the Coca-Cola Value Nights package. It's one of the best ballpark bargains available for select Monday through Thursday regular season games. This offer scores you a hot dog, soda, and popcorn, all for just $18. To purchase tickets, visit astros.com/Coke Value or call 1-877-9-ASTROS.
Yeah, now it's Yandel Gustave, comes on his 9th appearance of the season. And going to have to lock things down and give the offense a chance to get back in this game.
Going to bring velocity in that slider to do it.
2 outs, bases empty. Pitcher number 3 for the Astros. And just not a good start by Doug Fister this afternoon. Gustave from the Dominican Republic. Signed by the Astros as an amateur free agent in 2010. Still just 23 years of age. That last fastball at 97 tells you a lot about this arm and what the Astros believe he can bring. Good swing by Zunino as he fouls it back.
Yeah, that's a good arm from Gustave. Hasn't pitched in a while, though. Last time he was out there was on the 11th against the Cubbies.
Such is the nature of the September call-up a lot of the time. Little slider finds the strike zone. 2-2 the count. And the punch out recorded. Zunino down on strikes. That'll do it in the 5th inning. Double play aids as 3 come to the plate. To the 6th we go. 7-1 Seattle. And the Astros send the 9-1-2 spots to the plate. You can see a beautiful day here in Seattle. Yesterday, very much a rainy afternoon. And Ariel Miranda, 27-year-old left-hander out of Havana, Cuba, has been good this afternoon. The Astros have managed just 2 hits against him, 1 a solo home run by George Springer. But it's been all Seattle with the bats. They've out-hit the Astros 9-2. We hit the 6th, and Jake Marisnick takes a strike. Jake struck out as he came up in the 3rd inning. Popped up on the left side. Shortstop O'Malley, and he makes the catch. Pitching probables for that series in Oakland against the A's. Brad Peacock, Joe Musgrove, and Colin McHugh for the Astros. Jarrell Cotton, Sean Manaea, and Daniel Mengden going for the A's. And it's kind of a different looking A's club. They have shed some players again, as they tend to do year by year. Pitch is driven to left field. George Springer bidding for a second on the afternoon, but not this time, right at the base of the wall. Going back to make the play, Aoki, and the 2nd out of the inning.
George is taking some pretty good passes on Miranda. Realistically, he's just a couple of millimeters away from having 3 home runs in this game. Just missed that one.
Yeah, you talked about back in the second inning when he fly deep to Martin, and he has been very close. Two-hitter. Yuli Gurriel stands in. Gurriel has struck out in line to left field. He's also played some nice defense this afternoon. 1-1 on Yuli. And he pops it up behind second base. Cano with the call. He'll make the play, and that'll do it. Quiet and quick in the sixth inning. 7-1 Mariners lead game 3.
Astros Buddies memberships are on sale now for only $25. Buddies members receive a voucher for 4 tickets to a select game, front of the line access to Kids Run the Bases, exclusive player autograph sessions, and more. Visit astros.com/buddies for all the details and to purchase a membership for kids up to 12 years old.
Thanks, Julia. 3 more games on the road trip in Oakland, then back home for that final home series. That stand will consist of 7 games. We've talked about it, and we'd love to see you out at the ballpark. Sean O'Malley leads off the M's here in the 6th. He's the 9 hitter in this Mariner lineup. Gandel Gustave at 98 miles an hour has a ball and a strike. Each of these clubs at 78 and 70. The Astros have had far the better on the season series, 10 and 5. Down the left field side. Long run for Teoscar. Can't quite get there and comes up shy. Gurriel gave chase as well. Carlos Correa was on the scene. 1-2 now on O'Malley. Seattle got a 2-run double out of Kyle Seager in the first inning, took that early lead, and they have run with it. Seth Smith has hit a couple of home runs, won a 3-run shot. Gustave, good breaking ball for the strikeout as he freezes O'Malley.
Pretty nasty. Our strike zone made it in there. Good look at that pitch on our MD Anderson strike zone. Good location on that slider.
5 strikeouts by Houston pitching. Aoki at the plate has doubled in 3 at-bats. That double scored a run. Ground rule double. Otherwise, if it had stayed in play, it would have played at 2. Ultimately, it didn't matter. Seth Smith followed with another of his long balls. Chopper past the mound. That's going to be tough. Barehanded effort by Correa, can't make it. It'll be an infield single. Once this got by Gustave, awfully tough play for Correa.
Yeah, really no chance.
A.J. Hinch comes out. He is already pointed to the pen. He's going to bring in a left-hander. Kevin Chapman is throwing in the pen, so he'll come on. And he'll do it with the Astros down 7-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Mariners leading 7-1 over the Houston Astros. And time now for our Ford spray chart. Taking a peek at Davinsky out there in the bullpen. And we're looking at Devo's pitch selection in his last 10 appearances on the right-hand side. All the previous appearances on the left. Talked about his curveball. He has a very good fastball changeup mix. But right around pretty even splits going across. A third of the time you're going to see fastball changeup or now the slider, which is yet to get hit.
One way or the other, he has been Mr. Valuable out of the bullpen this year.
Absolutely.
Kevin Chapman has gotten the call now. He'll face the left-handed bat of Seth Smith, who now is being pinch hit for. The Mariners turn to their bench and bring on the right-handed bat of Guillermo Heredia. So Smith done a couple of home runs today, a walk. Just a very big day, 4 RBIs. And the pitch to Heredia. The heat will be high. Heredia just 16 hits on the season. One of those a home run, hitting .229. He skies one behind second base. Correa out. It's his play to make, and he makes it. And that'll do it. Chapman comes on and gets one out. And now 2 outs here in the inning. Robinson Cano coming to the plate. Cano 0 for 3 today. And 0 for 11 in this series. 25,383 on hand this afternoon. Cano has struck out once today. For Kevin Chapman, now part of the 4th season that he's played in the big leagues. Overall, his 53rd appearance. Evens the count on Cano. But for Chapman, just the 4th time he's pitched with the Astros this season. Pitched very well the first year, 2013, that he came to the big leagues. In 25 games, an ERA of 1.77. Chopper to first. They're going to get Cano again. That ends the inning. And Seattle leaves a man. It is 7-1. The Mariners lead. Seventh inning. Jose Altuve leads it off. He's 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. The Astros were quiet with the bats last night in winning, and they've been very quiet against Miranda here this afternoon. Just 2 Houston hits. Carlos Correa with a single, solo home run by George Springer, and that has been it. Altuve shows bunt. With the 0 for 2 afternoon now, that batting average at .338 for Jose. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's been a low stress afternoon for Miranda. 2 hits given up. One of those that solo home run by George Springer.
Altuve at .338 still leads in the batting race in the American League. Dustin Pedroia second at .328. It drops off to Ortiz, Mike Trout, JD Martinez. Fly ball toward left center field. Backing under the new left fielder Heredia. He'll make the catch. Also a new right fielder. That's Ben Gamel. So a couple of defensive changes for the M's. Altuve 0 for 3 on the day. It'll bring up cleanup man Carlos Correa. Correa with a single and a strikeout. Pitch is hammered deep to center field, and no chance anybody gets this one. Way out of here, Carlos Correa. has unloaded on his 20th of the year. The Astros put a run on the board. It gets a bit closer now, 7-2, as we are in the 7th inning.
Whoa. There's a little angst behind that swing from Carlos Correa.
I don't mind seeing that angst.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's that elevated fastball that the Astros have been having a tough time getting to, and Carlos Correa just raises the hands and hammers it. Martin gave it a jog, but I think that was a little excessive.
We've seen 4 home runs on the day, 2 by each club. And that's been a while coming for Carlos Correa, number 20.
107 miles an hour off the bat, 450 feet.
Evan Gattis fouls it back. And I love seeing Carlos when he breaks out and starts really swinging the bat. It, for me, makes quite a difference with him. The 1-1. Carlos also has 92 RBIs now, trailing only Altuve on the club. This pitch is hit on the barrel and deep to left field, backing Heredia, and right up against the wall he makes the catch. Evan Gattis comes up just shy on this drive. Just a long, noisy out.
So close. Evan has himself a home run in this series. Saw the numbers that he's put up against American League West pitching. He likes to hit the home run against these Western Division foes.
Strike at the knees. Marwin Gonzalez at the plate. He is lined out and struck out. Trying to get that good hack. Maybe bring the Astros a run closer. Mentioned Altuve leading the American League in hitting. DJ LeMahieu, second baseman for the Colorado Rockies, leads the Bigs now at 349. Strike 3 called on Marwin. That'll do it as the Astros get a run in the 7th inning on the long ball by Carlos Correa. It is now 7-2. We will stay here for God Bless America in Seattle.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you now to please join us in honoring our great country with the singing of God Bless America. Please welcome back from the Seattle Opera, Kimberly Giordano.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home.
Summary today, the Astros have a rough outing out of Doug Fister. Just 3 2/3 innings. You see the numbers that go with 7 runs all earned against him. Home runs come today for the Astros, a pair of them. George Springer, number 28, number 20 for Carlos Correa. The youngster Miranda pitching very well for Seattle, allowing just a couple of runs. And Seth Smith with 2 dingers today, 7th career multi-homer game. And that's all presented to you by DeMontron Auto Group. David Paulino comes on to pitch now for the Astros. He'll work it to the 4, 5, 6 spots for Seattle. Fastball drilled off the tip of the glove of Altuve. Second hit of the afternoon for Nelson Cruz. Make that number 3 for Nelson. Don't want to shortchange him. He had been very quiet until this game.
Professional swing from Nelson Cruz. Not trying to do too much with that fastball.
So David Paulino in his second major league outing gets touched up with his first batter of the afternoon. And now Nelson Cruz at the plate. Don't know why I said Nelson Cruz. I apologize. It is Kyle Seager. One for 2 on the day. Seager has been hit by a pitch and has doubled, in that double back in the first inning. Played it 2, made it 2-0 early. And the M's have not looked back at all. Shift on in the infield.
Don't see that too often from Kyle Seager. Just kind of flailed at that changeup, way up and away. Full deflation after it.
The 1-2 pitch. Lays off this one. Two balls, 2 strikes on Seager. Seattle with 11 hits, as the Astros pitching has had a rather rough day. Again off speed, again laying off is Seager. That fills it at 3-2. With those 2 first inning RBIs for Seager, now 95 on the year. He draws the walk that puts runners at first and second. Nobody out here in the inning, and brings up Adam Lind.
Alexis defensive rankings are coming up with the runner moving into scoring position. Seen a pretty good arm from Teoscar Hernandez out there. Red light on him. We've seen Jake Marisnick, very athletic, quick to the baseball. George Springer racking up the outfield assists out there in right field. Another red light on him. That number ranking on the left hand side is my own algorithm that I came up with.
Algorithm?
Yeah, deal with it.
I'm trying my best too.
I mean, they gave me free reign on that. I'm going to do my best with it.
I thought it was the Archimedes principle.
No, he's chilling in the left field bullpen.
Yeah, I got you. Adam Lind has singled in 3 at bats. A couple of strikeouts for Lind. And Lind, first pitch hunting, fouls it off. Lind has hit just .233 this year, but has chipped in 20 home runs for the M's. In terms of the long ball, one of the more dangerous teams in the American League. Just under the knees. Paulino. Check of Cruz at second. Curveball chopped on the right side. Marwin will get it out at second, and they'll get the double play. Beautifully turned. 3, 6, and 1. And a nice job by Paulino to get to the bag. Into third base is Cruz.
That was an impressive double play. Got to see a little bit of that middle infield mentality from Marwin Gonzalez right here. Did a great job playing that to the left-hand side and spinning, enabling him to make a strong throw. It almost looked as if Carlos Correa was excited to see Paulino covering first base, and he let it rip too.
2 down, man at third. Leonis Martin at the plate takes a strike. Yeah, on a play like that, you really see how Marwin stands up to make some plays maybe others can't make.
Well, he puts himself in a great position to make those plays. That's what's fun to watch.
Ball and a strike
Being
on the
guy that played all over the infield, Perry Hill talked specifically to that point. We would take fungos on purpose because if that ball is hit to your glove side, you do exactly what Marwin did with the spin move, which enables you to get your shoulders lined up to your target and make a good strong throw. If it's hit to your right, then you backhand it, square your shoulders up and make a good throw. That was just fundamentally sound.
Good over the top hook. Paulino in front on the count. And again, one of the things that, because you don't see Marwin play like a lot of shortstop or the need to really hump up at third base, he possesses a great throwing arm.
Yes, he does.
Looper into left center field. Coming on and making the running grab is Hernandez, and that'll do it. The M's leave a man at third. We've played 7. It is 7-2 Seattle.
Earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. George Springer's got himself a home run today here in Seattle. You are looking at highlights of George Springer hitting home runs in Seattle. He likes hitting at this ballpark. He likes hitting against the Seattle Mariners. That's the one from today. Fastball down, drove it in that left center field bleacher area. It was his 11th home run against the Seattle Mariners in his brief career.
And George has been close on a couple of other swings today. We go to the 8th inning. Seattle on top, and a lot of work to be done. The Astros have the bottom 3 in the order coming up. And they'll do it against a new right-hander. Tom Wilhelmsen comes on to pitch for Seattle.
Astros happy to have Miranda out of there. 47th appearance, former closer. ERA 7.01.
And the Astros have had some career success against Wilhelmsen. Ariel Miranda, impressive today. 7 innings, 3 hits, just a couple runs against him on the 2 home runs hit. And he struck out 8 while walking just 1. Wilhelmsen, 32 years of age, from Tucson. Tony Kemp is the pinch hitter now to start the inning. Batting for Teoscar Hernandez. Hernandez went 0 for 2 today with a couple of strikeouts. Tony Kemp hitting .222. Man, are they just showing up? Is it arrival time?
They get those updates on their phone when Tony's in the game.
If they're leaving, it's way too early. Chopper hit towards second base. Cano bare hands throws and got his man. Very slick by Robinson Cano. 1 out in the 8th inning. Jason Castro will come to the plate. The Tony Kemp fan club. For Jason Castro, 0 for 2 today. Hitting .211. Shift on. Cano playing out in shallow right field. And you see the outfield shaded the other way a bit. Colby Rasmus has a bat waiting on deck. That's the 9 spot for Jake Marisnick. Castro has 11 dingers on his year. Fastball line through that left side. Only one man on that side, unable to make the play. 1 out single for Castro. He's 1 for 3. And now Colby Rasmus will come to the plate as a pinch hitter.
Kind of an interesting setup on that shift. 7-1. I'm sorry, 7-2. 5-run lead. Seager still playing in, defending against that bunt. Almost rather have him just back there playing in that shortstop position, maybe to take away that hit, but nonetheless a knock for Jason Castro.
Rasmus chops it to the first base side. Lind will get an out at second. They will not attempt the double play. So it's a force out, 3-6. Second out of the inning. Leaves Rasmus aboard at first for George Springer. There's Colby down at first base. We showed you some of the swings of George Springer in this ballpark through the years. His eyes generally light up when he knows he's coming here. And he's had some of those swings today. One of those resulting in a home run, the 3rd inning. And it was way out of here to left center field. Zunino with a fortunate pick on that breaking ball.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Big rip by George. Ball on the strike. Tom Wilhelmsen, now in his 6th year in the major leagues. Started with Seattle. He went to Texas and has come back to Seattle. Two and one on Springer. earlier this year with the Texas Rangers. Wilhelmsen really struggled in 21 games, ERA at 10.55. 3-1. Gurriel waits on deck and would love to have a shot with a couple of men aboard. Three and two. That'll put Rasmus on the move. Wilhelmsen over his career strikes out a little over 8 men per 9 innings. Rasmus on the move. The pitch. Tap foul back to the screen. George Springer on that swing, a bit like Adrian Beltre in the recent series in Houston, dropping to a knee, trying to launch one.
It's pretty impressive when you can do that. That's something you can't teach.
Beltre just crushed one to left field doing so. Again, Rasmus goes, pitches up and in. A 2-out walk will put a pair aboard for Yuli Gurriel. Gurriel 0 for 3 today. Scott Service surveying things. And for each of these clubs, every win precious. Good breaking ball for a strike. As a member of the Mariners this year, Wilhelmsen has allowed 4 home runs in 22 innings. 0-2 now on Gurriel. Hit sharply inside the bag at third and down the line. This easily scores Rasmus. Springer being held at third base as Heredia gets it back in. It's an RBI double for Gurriel, and it's now 7-3 Seattle on top, and the Astros have a pair of runners in scoring position. 2 outs here in the inning. Altuve coming to the plate.
This could get interesting real quick. Good AB by Gurriel, breaking that ball down the left field line.
And the skip coming out. Scott Service will come to the mound. That'll do it for Wilhelmsen. Seattle will turn to their 3rd pitcher of the afternoon as the game tightens a bit. 7-3 here in the 8th inning. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
3 Mariners, and it's time to reveal the winner of our Chevy Stroke Poll today. Thanks for voting. Thanks for following us on Twitter at Root Sports SW. What's your favorite Seattle-based TV show? Frasier edging out Grey's Anatomy with 34%.
Edging out Grey's Anatomy. What about iCarly? Oh,
yeah.
I swear my vote doesn't count as much as I thought it did.
One man, one vote, Blummer.
You're still watching that show, are you?
Shh. We got a 2-hour flight. We could get a couple episodes in.
Yeah, that's true. Might be a little downloading after the game here. Steve Cishek.
I got a headphone splitter we can share and watch together.
Oh, not a bad idea. I have a feeling you may not break that out, though, when we get on the plane.
Yeah, I get a little stingy.
3-6 on the year for Cishek. 2 outs, runners at second and third, and Altuve looking for his first hit of the day. 0 for 3. And a hit right here would make this game interesting.
Absolutely. Hit right here, possibly drive in 2. Give Altuve 199 hits on his career, but get Carlos Correa up there.
Would also provide Altuve with 96 RBIs, and he would love that. Waves on the drop down slider. It's 0-2.
Yeah, that's a backyard wiffle ball slider from Cishek.
Slider grounded right to third. Seager makes the play across the diamond, and that'll do it. Altuve 0 for 4 and fails in that bid to make more happen here in the 8th inning. The Astros get a run. It's 7-3 Seattle. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. By Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger today at Jack in the Box. Limited time only at participating restaurants. And by Lexus, the all-new Lexus ES and ES Hybrid. It's next level luxury. All around the area here in Seattle. You can actually see the stadium off in the distance there, where we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Seattle leading it, and the Astros fans keeping hope. Jose Altuve just grounded out to end the top of the 8th inning with a couple of men in scoring position. And now Michael Feliz comes on. Tony Kemp is playing in left field. Colby Rasmus is in center. Oh, and 2 the count. Mike Zunino at the plate. Shift on the right-hand hitter. For the Astros, the bullpen has been busy today. And that happens when your starter doesn't pitch well, and that's the case for Doug Fister. Strikeout on the first man. Zunino down on strike, second time today. One out for Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, Feliz wasn't trying to trick anybody in that at bat. He just came heater after Zunino and got him.
Because Fister struggled, the Astros have used Tony Sipp, Gustave, Chapman, Paulino, and now Feliz. Sean O'Malley 0 for 2 with a walk. That walk led to a run in the fourth inning. Nelson Cruz has had the big day with the bat for the M's. 3 for 4. But I guess you'd have to say Seth Smith had the really big day. 2 for 2, a couple of home runs, 4 RBIs, and scored 3 runs. 2 balls and a strike. As Feliz brings it in the air to left field. Tony Kemp coming on. Right there to make the play. 2 down, and now the top of the order with Aoki.
Astro fans, don't forget we love showing your comments and reactions from Twitter during the broadcast. Be sure to mention @RootSportsSW in your tweet for the chance to see it on air.
Ben Gamel is the hitter. Came on defensively for Seattle. Gamel in 20 games, just 31 at bats, hitting .161. Does have a home run. Drills one to center field. Rasmus was playing toward left center field, so this goes to the wall. Gamel to second. He'll stop there. Solid 2-out double. He's 1 for 1 on his day. Hit number 12 for the Mariners.
Fastball down, just dropped the head on it. Good line drive back up the middle. Enough to get it to that wall. Easy double.
Pretty good day offensively for Seattle. Guillermo Heredia stands in. He came on in the 6th inning and popped to short. For the Astros, the only man with 2 hits on the day, Carlos Correa, and he's hit his 20th home run of the year. Shallow to center. Going out Correa, and he makes a heck of a sliding catch over the shoulder going away from home plate. And that's a gem by Correa. That does it for Seattle. They leave a man on the 2-out double. To the 9th inning we go as we watch Correa 7-3. Mariners lead it.
And looking to get to know the city better? With our Welcome to Houston package, we invite you to tour Minute Maid Park and enjoy an Astros game next Friday, September 23rd. For tickets, visit astros.com/welcome to Houston or call 1-877-9-ASTROS.
And a glimpse at that final play by Carlos Correa. You know how tough this is, Warmer.
It is. You got to go back there. What makes it really tough is that you see three bodies in one place, and Correa just go ahead and take control of the situation right there. Never stop playing no matter what the score is. That is a great example of how to play the game and make an extremely tough play.
Because the Astros have won the first two games of the series, the closer for the M's has not been utilized. He will pitch now with a 4-run lead. Edwin Diaz, and he has some dominating numbers.
Yeah, and he throws extremely hard, averaging 97 miles an hour on that fastball. Has a changeup and a slider to go with it, but he is aggressive with that fastball.
16 saves on the year. Faces Carlos Correa. Ground ball up the middle. O'Malley with the play, and he'll get Correa. One quick out here in the ninth.
Correa didn't give me a chance to mention this, but he has joined Alex Rodriguez as the only shortstop to hit 20 home runs twice by their age 21 seasons. A-Rod did it in 96 and 97. Correa did it 2015 last year with 22 home runs. This year with 20. Some elite company.
Yes, it is. Evan Gattis at the plate. 0 for 2 on the day. He's drawn a walk. Base running blunder back in the second inning. Ball and a strike on Evan. Diaz hails from Puerto Rico. 22 years of age. Little slider. 1-2 the count. First year in the big leagues for Diaz. He's allowed just 35 hits in 44 innings and struck out 77. Ground ball up the middle. Cano from a semi shift makes the play. 2 ground ball outs in the inning. And now down to an out as Marwin Gonzalez comes to the plate. I hope you caught that number. 77 strikeouts in 44 innings. Almost 16 strikeouts per 9.
It's an okay average.
Marwin's 0 for 3 today. A couple of strikeouts mixed in. On the heater.
Well, you got to face 99, and if you notice on your screen, the pitcher is in direct sunlight.
Yeah.
Just in front of him is that shadow. That makes it extremely tough for the hitter. Diaz is nasty enough as it is.
Up to 100. Well, we are starting to see some amazing arms around the bigs.
I was just going to say, everybody's doing it.
Ken Giles, the guy for the Astros who runs it up there like that. Yeah. 2-1. Seth Smith, big day, a couple of home runs, one of them a 3-run shot. 3 balls and a strike on Marwin. Tony Kemp waits on deck. Seattle fans on their feet. Chopper goes foul. That'll fill it. And the hunt for October just keeps on rolling along. If Seattle hangs on and wins, they'll go right back 1 game in front of the Astros. Houston starts the day 3 back in that wild card chase. Ground ball to second. Easy for Cano. Takes his time and gets the out. That'll do it. 3 ground balls in the 9th inning as Diaz comes in and locks it down. The Seattle Mariners salvage 1 game out of the 3-game series. So the Astros have a good series. Blummer winning 2 out of 3, and I think somehow you have to take that down to Oakland with you as you stopped a club that was red hot, winners of 8 straight.
Yeah, that's all you can do is put yourself in position to win that sweep, but unfortunately it didn't work out. They won with their offense and good pitching in that first game, won a tight ball game yesterday on a clutch hit from Yuli Gurriel, but today just that deficit escalated a little bit too quickly, and that 7 runs proved to be too much for the Houston Astros because Miranda scattered 5 hits, which was pretty good pitching by him.
2 hours and 33 minutes to get it done. Seattle 7-3 winners this afternoon.